something of a viral thing here in Canada.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Actually, Bob Lessich wrote about it.
What did he write?
He said, you got to see this. I mean, here's an example of a band. I like the bass tabs. Here's an example of a band, you know,
cool.
on a really tiny budget, creating something really clever, like OK Go, who have managed to capture everybody's imagination and attention.
Wow, that's cool. It's really nice.
Yeah,
That's great.
cool bunch of guys. And then what happened to the? Oh yeah, just there you go. So.
Is that a naked person?
Yeah.
So you guys have had an effect.
Yes.
It's
it's pleasant to see that. I mean, that's awesome.
yeah.
It's actually a really cool video.
We I want to talk about the White Knuckles video because I'm a dog guy.
As in you're a half dog, half human?
Yeah, exactly. I was thrown out of the petting zoo for injecting DNA into dogs. But anyway.
Stem cell stuff.
That kind of thing, right. So tell me about that video, because last time you guys were here, we talked about the Rube Goldberg machine. And now we've got this dog video, which is absolutely fascinating. How many takes did that take?
The dog video took 128 takes.
Right.
Or rather, it took 72 to get to the take you saw, and then we tried another 50 takes and didn't get anything better.
Where did the dogs come from?
They came mostly from the Portland, Oregon area. They are the dogs owned by the trainers that we collaborated with. So most of them were rescues from the area. Some of them are from other dog trainers' dogs and that kind of stuff.
One of the dogs is Damian's.
One of the dogs is mine.
Oh, which one?
Bunny. She's the little when there's two tables come together in towards the front of the screen, about a third of the way through the video, and there's a little brown dog on the right side of the screen, and that is my dog.
Oh, okay. So you have another video coming on November the 8th.
Yes.
Are you in any position to talk about this video?
Yes, we can tell you that we're not in it. It's an animation this time.
Oh.
It's an animation. It's we have animated food.
Okay. Stop motion?
Basically, I mean the lines between what different kinds of animation are kind of blurred at this point by technological things. But this one is we've shot one photograph for every frame. So in that sense, it is stop motion.
Okay.
But it's not like a hamburger jumping around.
And for which song?
For Last Leaf, the sort of sad, quiet acoustic
Right.
song on the record. So it's a really short, really simple, really like it's kind of a haiku of a video, I think.
So now, I guess the next thing beyond that would be the super deluxe version of The Color of Blue Sky.
Yes, of the Blue Color of the Sky comes out
Blue Color.
again. It comes out tomorrow? No, the 18th. It comes out next Monday, I guess it is,
Okay.
overseas. And in Canada and the U.S., unfortunately, we have to wait for another 2
November
weeks, I think.
2nd.
November 2nd.
Okay.
It's the original album, plus 8 new studio recordings, I think, covers and alternate versions that we made of these songs, as well as then a whole bunch of the demos for these songs and a bunch of interviews with Ira Glass from NPR, rather from This American Life. And on top of all of that, you get a download code for all of the remixes that our producer Dave Fridman has selected from the hundreds of remixes our fans have made of.
Oh, that's right, because you sent out the stems.
Right.
Right. Where are you with that contest right now?
It ended today, I
Today,
think,
yeah.
it ends in an hour or two, and we had about 2,000 people download the tracks to remix, and I think we got 400 or 500 submissions of people who actually finished the work. So there's about 450, 500.
There's actually some pretty awesome stuff in there.
There's some really, really amazing
Now,
remixes.
what did they do? What did they just remix? Did they add new parts, new instrumentation?
Some people add new parts. Some people just added a beat. But I mean, there's like the house version. There's like a jungle version. There's
There's like world music versions of
right.
all different varieties. I mean, it's really shocking and exciting to see so much creativity.
Well, you guys are on a tour that doesn't seem to want to end.
You're telling me, man.
This has been going on for how long now?
Well, the the play a show every night part of this tour has only been going a couple weeks.
Okay.
But I think the last time we were off for more than 4 or 5 days was a year ago, maybe a year and a half now.
Oh yeah, more than that.
It's
yeah.
getting a while. We started touring like full time.
Like the day we finished mixing the record.
The day we finished mixing the record, which was several months before it came out, which was itself several months ago. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a long time. But this, this whole album cycle has been while we've worked even harder than we ever have in the past, it's been less consistently the same thing because we've been able to stop and make videos.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, is that we have the Super Deluxe record coming out, plus we have all the videos that you guys have done. I mean, there could not be any downtime between, any downtime at all.
There isn't.
But I mean, it must be awfully rewarding because the feedback has been much different. It's better than just playing and looking at your SoundScan numbers every week, finding out how many copies you've sold. You've had interaction with fans, both in person and virtually. You've had nothing but praise for the videos that you've done. You've got people, copying and being inspired by your what are essentially, fantastic art projects.
Well, it's I always feel like the pretension level is going to blow the roof off when I start talking about these things as art projects. But it really is how we feel about the videos and about the things we make in general. And the music industry has been so focused for so long on one vessel of value, which is a single recording of a song. Mm-hmm. And we've in fact all I think internalized that so much that we think of like, you say like, have you heard that song by that band, and we're referring only to that recording of that song, and that's how it's really like the vocabulary we have for music is specific recordings. But songwriting doesn't necessarily lead to specific recordings. Songwriting doesn't have to be a thing you do just to get to a saleable album. Concerts don't have to be seen as just promotion for albums, and videos don't have to be seen as just advertisement for albums. And across the board, it's like all of these types of creativity that we get to involve ourselves in as a job, they're really satisfying in ways that aren't necessarily that complement each other very well and are not necessarily the exact same thing as you would get 10, 15, 20 years ago.
No, because what you've got now is three-dimensional integration of a variety of art forms.
And all these projects have their own value.
Right. That can be enjoyed separately or as part of the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it means we get to work with much more interesting sets of people. I mean, last album cycle, we were really, really fighting with the big major label system to allow them, to please let us put out a couple of weird homemade videos. And now that we're off on our own label and doing our own thing, we've had so much more time to do, and so many more opportunities to work with physicists, or to work with dogs, or to work with, students, or to work with computer programmers, and all sorts of interesting things where we get to make really interesting projects. And early next year, we'll be doing a thing with the Palobolas Dance Company in New York, who are just we've idolized since we were 12 years old. I mean, this is an amazing group of essentially artist acrobats. It's a total dream come true for us, and it's completely not limited by the normal music system, which is it has to fit through the round hole of your record label, and then the square hole of commercial radio, and then the star-shaped hole of MTV and Much Music and all those sort of video channels, and you wind up at the end with something that's been so constrained by its production system that it's just not that fun. It's not that fun to make it anymore.
Explore Music wears English Laundry apparel.